right, hi everyone, and welcome to my studio. As I promised my online community, I would do a run through of what I took away with me. I was in New Zealand last week for a quick little holiday and to check out some venues for perhaps having workshops. So we'll wait and see how that one works out. Anyway, I just promised that I would go through what I took with me to paint while I was away, what I used, what I didn't use, what was my takeaway from traveling with my watercolor paints and painting while I'm away. All right, let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I did. Righto, so this is the pencil case with my supplies in it of what I took. I'm really mindful about traveling light, particularly when I want to be able to throw things in a backpack or a handbag that's easy to carry. And if I do get the opportunity while I'm out and about and I want to paint, I've got it right there. So it can't be heavy and cumbersome. So with that in mind, these are the sketchbooks that I have made. I've put together with my paper that I like to use. A couple of sketchbooks. This one's a concertina one that I've done a few in. I quite like the concertina one. Easy to use, easy to move around. You don't have to use it the same way either all the time. This one I stitched together, hand stitched together. So these are A4 sheets that I have just folded in half and stitched it all together. This is a new one. I wasn't sure how I would go with the stitching going through the middle, but in somewhere I did, we'll get to it. There we are. There's one that I did that was a whole A4 and it quite worked. I'm okay with it. It gave me a hardcover to lean on. I didn't have much more other than my knee to lean on. It's also really light. And I had plenty of paper, as you can see. So I will go through what I painted later. This is what I've got in here. A little set of paints, bit of paper towel, my corresponding swatch card, and in here I got a white gel pen, a Micron pen, just a blue pure Prismacolor pencil, an ordinary pencil. Another one. I had a black brush pen and a refill, which is important. This one I filled, we'll get to that, and just a Uniball pen as well. So the pens and pencils. What I've got in here, this is an Aquawash brush, so just a straight Aquawash brush where you fill the water up in here and you wet your watercolor. You can see it's got, let me get a drip out. There we are, you can see that, there we are. And you can paint with that there. Okay, I liked it, it worked well. I do have some issues, we'll talk about that later. So that's an Aquawash pen. And then this one is also an Aquawash pen, but I filled it with a mixture of black ink and water. So it gave me, let's put a bit here, a light grey, which is really good for shadows and filling in bigger areas of, like if I'm painting buildings or anything like that. I did use it, so that was a handy one to have. Was good, travelled well, didn't leak, nothing leaked this time, so, and I have had things leak before, so that was good, that was good. All right, this is just my watercolor paints. These are half pans filled with all the colors that I use a lot. They're certainly ready to be refilled now, and that's my swatch card. So there it is, it goes that way, so I know what colours where as well. As you can see, Payne's grey is just about all gone. I used so much of it while I was away, and the green and the grey. Anyway, you'll see that in my paintings. So there we go, little tiny, nice and light, easy to hold and paint, so there's not much there. My issue with the brush that I took, now I didn't take any other brush, and I won't do that again. If something went wrong with this, I didn't have a backup. If one day it came, I opened my lid and found that I had squashed a bit of the brush part, it did go back. Luckily, thank goodness it did go back. I did have trouble with it back washing into the water section, so whether maybe it was my error when I'm using it, squeezing when I shouldn't have been squeezing, I don't know. Next time I will take more than one as backup, because they're not heavy once they're empty. And I think I'll try some different brands as well. I'm not even sure what this brand is. So I'll try some different brands and just see if I get that backwash. You can see that's got quite a bit of yellow or something that's backwashed into that. And that's just making things muddy when I'm trying to paint. I did keep refilling it. It's really easy to do. But that was a concern. That was my one concern. I needed backup brushes, and I needed to figure that out a little better. It worked, but we had issues. So that was my concern. Other than that, I think I didn't use the gel pen. I needed the pencil. I probably used pretty much everything else in there. I certainly used the brush pen. The paper towel is fine. That will just stay in there and will keep on being used. I probably grabbed some tissues from my hotel. I think I had that in my bag as well, just in case. So it worked well. Needs a little refining. Anyway, let's have a look at what I painted. I went to Arrowtown. This was my first day that I went out and painted. This is Arrowtown. You know, this is just my impression. I was sitting across the road from the beautiful cottages. It was the end of autumn, very end of autumn, beginning of winter. Beautiful colours on the mountains, of the trees. The colours were still just amazing. The rocks with the hard black edges on the rocks and the contrast. I found it very beautiful. This is my impression. It's not good. It's not anything more than my memories from sitting on that little bench in the rain, painting in my happy place in Arrowtown. I loved it. That was beautiful. So that was one day I did use that book. The others, I think I just took this book to see if it worked. Let me show you what I did. I think I did this one back in the hotel room after my day at Milford Sound. Certainly I did take it. It was certainly not the kind of day. It was raining a lot anyway, but for me it didn't work to paint while I was out, but I still wanted to paint my memory of it. Now my memory of it is the lush green. There's waterfalls. I could come back with some white gouache and add all the waterfalls in. The sheerness of the rocks, the rock faces, the misty top, the rain being blown off, the waterfalls being blown off with the wind and the rain, the colour, the water. My memory, nothing more than that. The next day I took myself off for a relaxing day walking around Queenstown. I came across the rose gardens in the botanical gardens there in Queenstown. Just stunning. Sat there, painted the rose garden. They were just gorgeous. It rained. I did have some more here. Oh yeah. Then from the rose garden, I went around further and sat on a park bench. Nothing more than that, looking across at, I think it was the golf course and the Remarkables in the background. There was a lot of cloud. I couldn't see a lot of the Remarkables, so I had to make it up, and that's okay because I knew what I was painting. I remember what it was, and that's my part. It's better than, for me, this is better than taking photos. So that was the Remarkables. It started to rain, so then I went and got a coffee and crumpets and honey in a really cute little cafe, which I did paint later. oh, cappuccino. No, I think I had a hot chocolate. Really did warm up. They had the most beautiful red umbrellas out the front. Just really pretty. So that was my coffee to warm up. This is the view from my hotel room, looking back at the gondolas, and there were, on a clearer day, they were doing skydiving, jumping off something with parachutes. They looked like handkerchiefs to me, but anyway, what did I say? Gondola and dumb people flying with a tissue. I think they were all going to die, but anyway, that was my view from my window. What else did I paint? Is that all? Oh no, I did find a beautiful roaring fire on one of my day trips that I did take. Really quick. I think we had 20 minutes in this stop, so how could I not just paint my memory? Oh, the wrinkly ram on my way to Mount Cook. What a day. That was beautiful. My first real open fire, like the big open fire, was just stunning. And that was that cafe along beside the water's edge. Coronation Cafe, something like that perhaps. I did just sit there and painted it. I think I had a couple of stops there during my walk around. It was just lovely, absolutely lovely. And my last one was the TSS Earnshaw. Did I do it justice? Absolutely not. Do I need more practice at doing big boats like that? Sure. But I was working on, for me, getting things in perspective and in relation to each other. So let me grab a pencil or a pen. Don't want to make mark. So what I was looking at is each part in relation to the next part, and trying to get my perspective right on things like that. Yeah, that was all I was trying to do. Anyway, and that's about it. I did get to do, I painted. Would I have liked to have done more? Sure. But I also wanted to rest and relax. So any questions, ask them below. These are just all my favourite paints. They're all different brands. And what I like to use while I'm away needs a good clean-up. And other than that, it was a beautiful holiday. Far too short. I certainly want to go back to Queenstown. And yeah, lessons learned. I will take just a few more supplies in future, but it all worked out in the end. Anyway, if you do go travel sketching, I would love to see what you do.